Alright, so hey y'all, I'm Peter and welcome back to my channel. So today y'all, we are about to talk about how not to let this coronavirus fool you, okay? And so I got a whole lot of information that I'm going to run down to y'all, and I just hope y'all get it. I am not a conspiracy theorist, if that's what you're thinking. I'm just a realist, and I just feel like this coronavirus thing is blown all out of proportion. And here are my reasons for that. So listen, the coronavirus is not as dangerous as they're making it out to be. All right, to me, the fear that surrounds the coronavirus is the real threat. All right? Because look at what they're doing. They're locking down states. People are unable to leave their homes. They're only able to go to the grocery store or to the post office or to the hospital. They're having curfews on certain states. Like 14 states already have curfews. Just a whole bunch of limitations for no reason, right? And so I have here that they want everyone to think that there is no hope. But there is hope. Like, they want everybody in the world to feel like that they have no more options. All right, but there are so many more options. And this is all part of their depopulation agenda. All right. So right now, the nation is putting so much energy into this coronavirus that they are making it dangerous. If you see propaganda have, the news has all of these different things about coronavirus. Everything is all in the newspapers about the coronavirus. You remember those whispers we heard of the coronavirus back in January, early February, then Kobe Bryant dying, everybody forgot about it, and then now here we go with the coronavirus again? Yeah. So they're just making it a big thing. You know what's dangerous? 5G is dangerous, okay? And the reason why 5G is dangerous is because radiation is foreign to the human body, okay? Every time some new technology comes out, so does some new virus, so does some new pandemic, so does some new epidemic. It comes about, all right? And then following that is some new vaccine that's going to make somebody rich, okay? But we're going to talk about that in a minute. So now I want y'all to think back to the Spanish flu. Okay, back in like 1917, 1918. That was a flu pandemic that came out, okay? And so this was pretty much when they introduced radioactive waves to the world. And as soon as they put these radioactive waves were introduced to the world, the Spanish flu came about. So then, right, in Boston, the Boston Department of Health wanted to figure out, like, hey, is this stuff contagious? So they started taking people with the flu, taking their snot, injecting it in other people to see if they get contaminated. Guess what? None of them got contaminated. Okay, like none of them contracted the Spanish flu virus or whatever it was called, right? And so what I have here in my notes, it says exposure to any radiation that has exposure to a biological system or any biological system that is exposed to a new electromagnetic field creates poison. All right, it poisons it. And some people that are exposed to this radiation actually die. All right, some people that are exposed to this radiation actually die. Okay, so my definition of a virus. Viruses are the excretion of toxic cells. Okay, and so I said that viruses can be caused by the release of toxins from compromised cells. Okay, so that's what I wrote down as a virus. All right, and so when cells are poisoned, they do what they do. They try to repair themselves, right? Anytime something comes at you, you get sick, what happens? Your body try to repair itself. And that's why it's so important to have a strong immune system. Because you have a strong immune system that's going to help your body fight these things that attack it, then it'll function the way it's supposed to, and you might not be susceptible to whatever it is that's coming, right? And think about what happens to babies when they get sick, right? As soon as a baby gets sick, when their body's trying to fight something because their immune system is trying to get adjusted, they get a fever, they have diarrhea, some of them vomit, you know, and what happens? The mom panics, especially the new moms. I won't say the older moms, but the newer moms panic because their child has these fever, and then they go to the hospital and they wait in the emergency room for 5 hours, 10 hours, and the doctor just give them a popsicle and tell them to go about their business and keep the baby cool and keep feeding it breast milk if you got it. That's what they do, right? So the same way right now, the world is acting like new moms because coronavirus. So they're panicking, right? But they shouldn't be panicking. So think about every pandemic from the last 150 years that has come about. All of them are due to some kind of quantum leap. All right? All of them are due to some type of quantum leap. So what I'm saying is, new frequency, new virus. New frequency, new virus. All right, so let's think about it for a second. World War II, they released radio equipment, you know, was released to the world, right? Boom. Then we got the Black Plague, and it was killing everybody. Okay? So that was another epidemic that came about. But what happened before that? Radiological equipment was placed around the world. Okay? Boom. So now, then we got 1908. We got the Hong Kong flu. All right? And so this is when they had put all these protective layers in this Van Allen belt, right? And I'm going to give y'all some supporting facts to go with this, because that way y'all could go look it up for yourself and know that, like, I'm not just making this stuff up. So they had these satellites, and these satellites were emitting radioactive frequencies, and then within 6 months, it was this Hong Kong flu pandemic, or epidemic. I don't even know if it was epidemic, pandemic, but it was a Hong Kong flu, right? So boom, what happens then? All right, the world panics. Again, y'all, the world panics, okay? And I told y'all that in Boston with that Spanish flu, they even tested horses. They injected this, people that was infected with the Spanish flu, they took their snot, injected them into hundreds of people, and none of those people came up with a contagion. They did the same thing with horses. They kept injecting these horses with the flu, and these horses did not get infected. And so think about back then when these pandemics and epidemics were happening. Their only means of transportation was what? They had cargoes, they had horses, and they had boats. So this stuff left from Hong Kong and all these other places and got to the United States and all these other parts of the world. Right? How was that? They got there because of radiation. So a book that I want y'all to look into, I want y'all to look up The Invisible Rainbow. It's a book called The Invisible Rainbow. And so they break down this whole thing that happened. All the research, you can get on PDF, all the research that supports the Spanish flu and everything they did, every study that the Boston Health Department did to try to figure out where this contagion was coming from. So, now, if their means of travel back then was just horses and stuff, and all this stuff came about globally, and now they're saying that somebody got off a plane somewhere in the U.S. or somebody came here in the U.S. and now it's spreading like wild. This coronavirus is spreading like wildfire. Y'all believe that? No. You know what's happened? What happened? They launched 5G, and then now they don't launch this 5G. This 5G been showing up for about nearly a year on my phone. Been showing up for nearly a year on my phone. Or probably nearly a year. I don't know. I gotta look in. That's one thing I need to dig into. But now this 5G technology here, and everybody knew that there was gonna be some health risks. You seen all these other different people, Infinite Waters, all these other different people show y'all what happens with the tree next to the 5G tower, what happens to life next to the 5G tower, and they was trying to fight these 5G towers from going up. Now there are thousands of 5G towers all over the world. And here we are with this crisis, all right? So this virus is spreading via this radiology, via this new technology, because this radiology is like, you know, it's spreading, it's it's hitting everybody's system, and everybody's system is trying to build up a defense towards it. I don't know if y'all get me. Because they're emitting radiation everywhere, y'all. I'm telling y'all that. So think about this. Look at where all of these new technology advancements started, where all the technology was released first, right? Look at where each of these viruses started. So look at 5G. Look at where 5G was launched first, and look at where the coronavirus hit. China. Look at all these new technological advances, where they hit first, and where those epidemics happen. Okay? So it seemed like every time, the correlation is not that a flu is spreading that fast or a virus is spreading that fast. The correlation is the radiation. Now, so we got radiation everywhere, right? So this radiation is everywhere. We got our phones, we got radiation on our wrists, we got our smartwatches, we got our smartphones, just radiation everywhere. Got the microwave. Y'all remember when the microwave first came out? Now I'm telling my age a little bit, but y'all remember when the microwave first came out? When the microwave first came out, what happened? What y'all parents told y'all for y'all older generations? I don't know if y'all younger people know what I'm talking about, but I definitely know everybody 35 and up know exactly what I'm talking about. Your parents told you, don't stand in front of the microwave. Why? Because the microwave lets off radiation and it's going to make you sick. They always say if you're going to get sick from it or you're going to get cancer from it. Every time when that microwave first came out. All right? So they didn't want you to stand in front of it. Look at chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is 97% ineffective. Chemotherapy kills 97% of the patients that get it. And the first thing that happens when they get their treatment is what? They get sick. They start losing hair. They start coughing. They start having virus-like syndromes. They started having diarrhea. All of this different stuff. Why? Because that radiation is just shooting through their bodies, and their body, their biological system is trying to combat that radiation, y'all. But some systems are not strong enough to combat it, and some are. That's why you see a lot of people that do chemo but that are vegan, because they're putting all these micronutrients in their body. They're making it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist here, y'all. I'm just trying to give y'all my little facts, okay? Now, think about, I put down here x-rays. Women, what do the doctors ask you every time you go and get an x-ray? Is there any chance of what? That you might be pregnant. You know why that is? They ask you that because they want to make sure that they don't kill that fetus. Because they know that if you're pregnant, right, and they damage that fetus, that's a lawsuit. Or you might have this baby that comes out deformed because of radiation, and that's a lawsuit. Because you can say, oh, they gave me this, if I count back, they gave me this while I was pregnant. They ain't do no pregnancy test. They just asked me if I was pregnant. That's why. Because they do not want to damage that fetus, because they know the danger of radiation. All right? So, do your research, y'all. Propaganda will filter information that supports the agenda. Okay? Propaganda only filters information that supports the agenda. All right? The agenda of the government. And the government has no control if people don't buy into the concepts. Okay, so remember when we didn't have technology? We didn't have all the technology. What did we do? We went and did our research. All right? The government couldn't scare us as fast. Propaganda had no influence really on what we thought, because we all didn't have access to that, and we went and did our research. See, now they know that people love convenience, right? And so because people love convenience, guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to go read no books. They're not going to go decipher no information. They're not going to go do none of that stuff. And so that's how they're going to get you. All right? So radiation is not compatible with the human system. It's not compatible with health. All right? I'm telling y'all. Okay, so now I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. When I was in the Army, I was a chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear leader. I would say NCO, but y'all don't know what that is. But I was that type of leader. They called us the Seabird. All right? And every time I dealt with radiation, a nuke, I was quarantined for hours. I couldn't leave. None of us could leave for hours. Even the people that trained us had to be quarantined. Why do you think that is? Because they wanted to see how we were going to respond to that radiation. All that radiation. Come on, man. You think the government don't know this? You think POTUS don't know this? You think the people up top don't know this? They know this. They know it. And they just try. What they really want to get in there, they want to get these vaccines in there, y'all. These vaccines. They're talking about a little. Bill Gates have a patent on this vaccine. They talk about taking this little microchip, putting it inside your hand, and over time it dissolves or whatever, and it shoots your body up full of this content that's supposed to help you resist the coronavirus. Now, everybody know that metal and aluminum and all that helps currency, helps frequency, helps all of that stuff, right? It's like a human transmitter with all that mercury and all that stuff. So you want me to walk around being a human receptor. That's what you want. You know. Those are the, listen, getting that chip or whatever that thing is, I'm not getting it. Because what's going to end up happening is there are going to be a lot more casualties with that than it ever will be with the coronavirus. Okay? Now listen here. So what else do I have on here? Oh, like I said, they also know that majority of the public will not seek knowledge. Nobody's going to go find this information. You know what everybody going to do? Everybody that don't agree with what I'm saying, they're going to write negative stuff on my underneath the comments. And they're going to be like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and all that. Because they know you're not going to go look. Or you're going to hit a thumbs down. And that's cool too. You know. But I just want y'all to think about this stuff for a second. Alright? And that's why we got to be on our spiritual defense. That's why we got to be able to control our thoughts and our meditation. Because we don't want to buy into that fear. Alright? We will not buy into that fear. I know I'm not buying into that fear. Alright, so yeah. So I had they pushing this mercury and all. Okay, yeah, so those were pretty much my points. Listen, guys. I did a video. I posted in the comments of what you could do to boost your immune system to that's a struggle word for me. Boost your immune system in order for you not to be, you know, susceptible to this coronavirus or whatever this thing, you know, whatever this thing is, this epidemic, this pandemic. That's what it's called, a pandemic, right? This pandemic. Just follow those steps, guys. Just follow those steps, because this is not, they putting all this, promoting all this fear, pushing all this fear-based energy. That means that there's a bigger agenda. Because they want the world to be afraid. They need that frequency of fear to promote what it is that they're doing. So I want y'all to stay grounded. I want y'all to stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay meditated. All right? Because our problem isn't the coronavirus. Our problem is 5G. All right, that's pretty much it. If you like the content, drop me a comment and I'll talk to y'all later.